Previously on Legends of Aelos, we return with the party well underway to Ardenfield, the next stop towards their current destination, Kinghaven. With Martisan, Jathril, Princess Coel, and Hargar along as well, many conversations are aflutter amongst the travelers, though Martisan finds himself still the recipient of a fair bit of chagrin and scrutiny. The time is late in the day, and rather than continue through into the night, the group elects to rest and resume the final few hours of their trip to Ardenfield in the morning. They find a cluster of boulders just off the road that provide a bit of concealment as well as overwatch, and set up camp. During discussions of security for the evening, Martisan once again attempts to recover his loot that Briar holds in her possession still, but she sternly reminds him that she will return it to him when she has determined it's appropriate, and that they will have a discreet conversation beforehand. Meanwhile, Rowan checks in on Jathril. Considering the life-altering events that had recently transpired, the warrior wants to be supportive for his mentor and friend. Dom also finds a moment to speak with the princess and Hargar, the latter of which is able to speak of Khazra, the Grand Master Wizard who Dom is seeking as the next breadcrumb towards uncovering more of the truth about his birth and origins. Evening falls and night watch rotations commence. Briar does eventually return Martisan's loot to him, though now with a potentially caustic alteration. Not necessarily a trap, more so a check, to help make certain that Martisan will hold true to his self-purported reformation. The night carries on, and all seems well, though before the dawn comes, it unfortunately is shown that the party overlooked a subtle clue that they were not as alone as believed, and with tremors at the darkest hours of the early morning, earth elementals strike the campsite. The hulking creatures bear down on the party, their towering forms seemingly dwarf the campsite. They prove to be quite resilient, as one would expect of creatures comprised of arcana and stone. Still, they are not indestructible. They may hit hard, but with attacks such as those from the acrobatic Rowan, along with aid from magics such as Briar's, the stone giants start to fall. When only one remains standing before the group's barbarian, Dom makes an odd attack with the earth stone in his inventory, and to his anticipation and the surprise of himself and others, the strike not only fells the creature, but its essence is seemingly drawn into the stone that Dom possesses. With combat over, the party's attention is drawn to a diminutive form that subtly addresses them as the dust settles. A familiar little green man who giddily confesses to having summoned the elementals just for them, and before taking yet another sudden leave, relays once more to not bring him the chalice. Another obvious reference to the request from his alter ego, Mother Raven. Hargar and the others are understandably perplexed by the small interloper and his sudden appearance and exit. So Dom relays, in brief, what the nature of these cryptic messages allude to. With the remainder of the night passed without incident, the group packs up to finish off the final few hours' journey towards Ardenfield. Upon arrival in town, Briar aids Coel as she and her hand don guises to make themselves look less assuming in regards to their station. Considering the quality of the stock that comes from Ardenfield and the desire to return to Kinghaven as expediently as possible, Hargar proposes that the party procure horses from their stables. Upon arrival, the five find a broad selection of equine breeds, running the gamut from travel fit to warhorse, as Martisan negotiates fairer pricing with the stablemate. The party members spend the time to find a horse that best suits each individual rider. Both performance and personality must be considered, after all. They then restock their supplies before they travel down the final stretch from Ardenfield to the capital of Kinghaven, the seat of power in Eswind. And it is from here we shall continue the story of the Legends of Aelos.